Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. Well, it's a Saturday and I'm fixing to have me a little bit of a lunch, and the tomatoes, I got a fresh tomato sliced up here, and I'm getting ready to make myself something. And if you know me, you probably know that I'm going to make gravy. Now today, instead of using milk, I am going to be making a water gravy. I have my skillet already on over here on the stove. The grease is getting ready for us, and I've had some subscribers ask me when I talked about it on a video about water gravy and how my family made the budget stretch by having water gravy. They have asked me to make this, and so I am going to do that today and use that over my tomatoes. And so we'll get started here. And the very first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need some type of grease or pan drippings, or you can use an oil, but I'll just tell you something that's already got some flavor in it is going to taste a lot better to you. So this is ready. I do have my fire down on low, and so we're going to add in our next ingredient. Our next ingredient is about 1/4 of a cup or a little bit more of flour, and you just sprinkle that in the pan. Now you don't want to get it so much that it's going to be clumpy on you, and I begin to just get that incorporated with the oils in the skillet. You can see that there. I'm going to add just a little bit more in there. Now I have bacon grease in this pan. I don't know if I told you that a while ago. And it's going to impart some good flavor to this. And I'm just going to do like you do with milk gravy or meat gravies. You're just going to cook that flour, and so it doesn't have a raw taste to it. It's going to darken a little bit. This is not going to be a white gravy like a milk gravy is going to be. And it's simple. Just 3 ingredients besides your seasoning, like your salt and your pepper. And the salt and pepper is up to you too. You can put as much salt as you like, as much pepper as you like. Some people don't like pepper. Gravy, especially milk gravy and water gravy, are 2 gravies that I really like putting the pepper to, so you'll probably see me add more pepper than what you might use. But this is to each his own on this. I'm just showing you how to do it. I think that this gravy, this amount of oil, is going to take all of this, and I'm just letting that all cook together. You know, when I mentioned water gravy, I just thought it really was common with a lot of people, water gravy. But there's a lot of people that have never had it. I don't know where the original recipe came from. Just know that it was a recipe from a long time back when people had to make things stretch. And some ingenious woman probably figured, if I can make it with milk, I can make it with gravy and make sure that my babies are going to bed with full tummies. So this flour and bacon grease mixture is beginning to bubble, and I like the color of it. And so now it is time to add the next ingredient. In this little pitcher, I've got about 2 cups of water. Now I'm not going to add it all at once. I've added about a cup, and I'll get that going. You can see that it looks really watery. Doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but now you can see that it's beginning to starting to thicken up, and I can tell that I'm going to have to add some more water to it. So I'm going to add a little bit more of that 2 cups. Now this recipe, you can make as big a batch as you want to. You don't have to stay within the 2 cup, but I just don't need that much gravy today. But get this seasoned up right, and you can use it on your tomatoes like I'm doing. You can put it on your biscuits. You can use it on mashed potatoes. It'll work for you. It's gonna thicken. Let this cook a little bit. When I was growing up at home, my stepdad was the gravy maker. My poor mama, she could make a lot of things, but she could not make a pan of gravy without the lumps. And so she turned that chore over to my stepdad, and he could make a good pan of gravy. But Mama just absolutely could not make a pan of gravy worth anything. You can see that this is getting thick. Now it's up to you on how thick you want this gravy to be. Some people like their gravy super thick, and some people want their gravy real thin. Now just to show you, this is really thick. Now if you were stirring this gravy and you thought, oh, this is too thick for me, and some people might, well, just add in the rest of that water. Thin it down and give it a little bit more time to cook. It's really thin right now. See that? But we're going to give it a little time. My little whisk here in this iron skillet is not bothering you too much with the noise. I just thought of that. I'm used to hearing it when I'm making gravy, but I know that the sound can kind of bother people sometimes. So we'll just let this continue to thicken up on us. Let that set for just a second. I'm going to get out my salt and pepper. Now you'll get to a point where you don't want to add any more water, because you've only added so much flour, and it's only going to take up so much, in my opinion. Alright, now I got my salt added, and while it's coming back up to a boil, I'm going to add my pepper. Now remember, I told you I like a lot of pepper, so I'm probably going to put in at least a teaspoon to get started. Stir that in, but you can totally leave the pepper out. It's up to you. It's back to a bubble. You can see that it's thickened back up nicely. I've got it salt and peppered, and it's ready to go. Turn that fire off, and I'm gonna get some gravy poured up over these tomatoes. covered in all that wonderful gravy and ready for me to have a quick lunch before I get on to some of my canning for the day. There you go, guys. Simple and easy recipe. 3 ingredients, not counting your salt and pepper. Bacon grease or pan drippings, whatever you use, some kind of fat, flour and water can make you a nice gravy to fill those tummies, to stretch your budget, and to stretch your pantry supplies just a little bit. I hope it helps, guys. Y'all have a nice afternoon. This is Josie. I love you. I really do. And until next time, keep looking well to the ways of your household. We're gone.